Okay, meshing. This is a very short, very abbreviated video, but if you're meshing a file or you're exporting an STL to send for print, just remember that Rhino uses a trick to blend meshes so that they look okay even though they're not okay. And a lot of times you think that your meshing is alright, but in fact it's not. The easy way to have a look at that is just right click your viewport and switch on flat shade. Alright, so you can see in this viewport here, you can actually see the render mesh that Rhino draws is got a lot of flat facets on it, but when you look at it in a regular rendered view, it looks nice and smooth. Alright, so you have the same problem when you mesh, depending on how far you go. So currently, I think if you use the 002 method, so let's mesh, and a lot of people use 002 over here for meshing, which is fantastic if you have highly detailed parts, loadable prongs, etc. It'll work well. But when you have very wide sloped surfaces like this, wide bands, etc., it can cause issues. So let's have a look at that. Let's grab the mesh and then look inside here. So printers are that good that it will actually print these facets. Okay, so I've seen meshes come in all kinds of forms, people just using the default slider. Let's go to the simple controls, and if you have the default slider down here somewhere and you just click on OK, the mesh, when you look at it in Rhino, seems to be okay, but in fact it's not. Well, I can't even select that mesh. So just remember, use flat shade, because Rhino will show you a nice smooth thing, but in actual fact this is what you're sending out to the printer. Alright, so just be aware of that. And then the second thing is, if you're going to do very, very highly detailed parts, lots of little features, maybe engraving or intaglia, that kind of stuff, I find that these mesh settings work the best. So let's go mesh, go to the detail controls, zero out everything, and take all three of these to 0.1. Now that you're asking, isn't that lower than 002? I turn off all of that and just click OK. And you will find, in fact, that while it is lower in terms of the specification you set it to, that your mesh is beautiful. It's 0.1 millimeter cubes inside there, and this allows for a few other tricks that you can apply smoothing. If you welded that at 180 tolerance, you could then run smoothing on it. I reckon 0.5 would be fine, and you can break these edges down. Let's run it again, and you can soften edges for rendering right inside a Rhino without ever having left Rhino. So you no longer got that sharp edge, you still got that good mesh, and you've broken the corners off of it. So pay attention to that meshing, and again, those settings that I use personally when I've got highly detailed parts look like this: 0.1, 0.1, 0.1 in the minimum edge length through there. Okay, thanks guys.